Alright, today we're going to be installing this smart sprinkler controller. It's going to be controlled by your tablet or your phone over Wi-Fi, so there's actually no controls on this. What we're going to do is we're going to take and remove this old Rainbird unit. It's got the dial controls and whatnot. We're going to pop this one off, and we'll go ahead and put this other one back on and see how this works. Go ahead and as you can see, there's literally no controls on this. It's just going to go there and you're going to control it all with your phone or tablet. That's just the box. Control your wires. Power. And that is it. So I'm going to take and pop the wall plate off and put this thing on. Okay, so what I need to do now, just to make sure everything doesn't get mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and just write down what zone each one of these colors is. This one's actually just your power supply, and we don't need to really mark those because this other one's just got an AC adapter port instead of bare wires like this has, so we can just take those out and mark down your COM wire, your common wire, and then just 1 through 6 is all the zones I have. Alright, so I'm going to try to use as many of these screws as I can. As you can see, there's one right here. The wire is just coming out of the foundation like that. The only downside about this kit is this kit actually does not come with any hardware. So I'll need to find some screws long enough to go through this plate. As you can see, it's got some substantial length to get through, to go through this hole and this hole. So we'll see what we've got, and if not, I'll have to make a trip to Home Depot. Okay, so this hole actually doesn't mount up with anything that I've got already in the wall, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take a masonry bit, drill a hole in the wall, and put one of these plastic sleeves in, wall anchor, and then we'll go ahead and finish mounting this up. So we'll mark a hole, take the plate off, drill it out with a masonry bit, and then finish mounting the plate. Well, looks like it fits okay. There, blue wire's not used. Start exposing these, get these figured out. And these ones are not used, so we'll make sure these tuck in out of the way. See if this fits. The next thing we need to do is we need to download the app to control the timer for my tablet or my phone. Right, I'm just going to do it for my tablet for now because right now my phone is actually controlling my action cam, so I'll go back later and download it on my phone, but for now we'll just do it on the tablet. One thing I did notice is it's hard to find the app from the App Store, so the way to do it is you're going to have to go to the web address that it suggests to use. To get the app. Okay, so now we've got the app downloaded. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to need to register and create an account. You're going to want to make sure you enable your location services because this will actually connect to your local weather and it will water according to what your weather is. So if you have rain that day, it actually won't water that day, so it'll actually help save. So we'll go ahead and set up an account and we'll get this going. Okay, I've created my account. Now we need to add our device. Alright, now I've created an account. Now it's time to add the device to your account. So just give it a generic name, so I'll just say sprinkler box. And then my area code. Now I need to connect to my Wi-Fi network. So I need to make sure that this thing is plugged in. And then we'll get that set up on the network. Okay, now we need to get this thing paired. Okay, I've entered my Wi-Fi credentials. Now this is just a pop-up notice, so understand. And then we'll take this over and put it next to the controller, which is what it shows here to do your blink settings. So we'll go ahead and get it set up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold this up and then we're going to hit connect, and what's going to happen is the screen's going to blink really rapidly, so we need to make sure it's pointed, turn this around and pointed at this sensor so it will do the blink connection. So we'll just go ahead and turn this around and then we'll give a countdown. We'll turn that. Now it's just going to try to connect and then we'll see if it worked. Right now you can see the green has gone on for Wi-Fi, so it looks like we've got things set up. It's still trying to connect over. There. Now we have it set up on the network. The only thing we need to do is set up the zones and set your sprinkler times and sprinkling days and we should be good. Okay, next thing we need to do is let's go ahead and set up some of our information so we can actually go into our zones. And here you can actually tell it what kind of grass it is, what kind of soil you have, how much exposure to sun, if you have different kinds of sprinkler heads, and as well if you're on a flat slope or not. So I kind of been playing around this. The one would be good to show you is this zone. This is actually mostly in the shade. So I have some clay soil and it actually gets mostly shade. So let's actually help adjust some of your sprinkler settings. Fix nozzle flat and then save, and that's it. You go in and change each of your types of zones. So same with zone 6, clay soil, it's mostly shade, and then save. Now for example, I don't have zone 7 and 8, so I can go and disable that, and this one is disabled as well. And I'll just go back through my other zones and get those set up. I have mostly clay here. Lots of sun. There we go. Anyway, so you get the idea. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is there's this setup option that should run through some of the zones. So we'll go ahead and start this. And then it should kick on the sprinklers. Here's a test. And there it goes. And we'll say Yes, we see sprinklers running. Would you like to rename this zone? Next. And then it'll take you through some more configuration if you want. And that's pretty much it. Okay, now we'll just kind of show you the manual function. So all you do is you go here, say, okay, we'll run this manually for a minute. You can even set the time, so maybe we'll just run it for a minute. In water zone. And then we'll see if it kicks on. There it goes. And then all you do to stop it, just hit stop. That's it. And that is the new wireless control box.